Hi everybody, this is Dino from Prehistoric Facts. This is a special episode, and we're going to talk about two prehistoric mammals today. And since I haven't done any mammals lately, so why don't we get started, shall we? First one, we're going to talk about Arsinoitherium. Arsinoitherium means Queen Arsinoe beast. This was named after a queen. Length is 10 feet long, height 6 feet, weight over 5,000 pounds. Lived 36 to 30 million years ago in the Eocene, late Eocene epoch, and was found in North Africa. So all the fossils were found in North Africa. Now, when you actually look at Arsinoitherium, in terms of a picture, you're actually going to almost see something sort of like this. It's kind of hard to see. Sorry about that, guys. You kind of see the... Whoop, sorry about that again. And so you can see it has these horns on top of its head. And at first you're actually thinking that it might be a rhino. But really it's not. It's not really a rhino. It's not even related to a rhino. It's actually related to the elephant. Believe it or not, it is actually closely related to the elephant. And so it actually has some of the same characteristics of an elephant. It has the same toe configuration as an elephant. It has the same kind of skin as an elephant. Very pachyderm type of skin, so very thick skin. And it was actually kind of amphibious. It was kind of like an amphibious mammal. So it actually lived both on land and in the water. So it actually stayed in the swampy environments where it can actually thrive. It actually ate plants, probably ate some leaves, fruits, and some flowers too, because it could possibly eat some flowers off some of those trees. They didn't really eat grass, because that wasn't the time when the grass actually started to come around yet. Grass actually started to come around a little bit after the Eocene. But even though we find fossil evidence that grass relatives have been living up and towards, like, say, at the end of the age of dinosaurs, this is basically right in India. But since afterward, after that massive extinction event, grass started to actually possibly take over in certain places, but they're mainly relatives of grass, not the actual grass that we actually think of today. But anywho, Arsinoitherium, the horns on the males would actually be spread out, whereas the females are a little bit more together and vertical. And so males probably use them for mating rituals, probably combat mating rituals, probably do like head wrestling matches, but probably not to injure each other very much. The only times they probably did injure each other is probably when they actually really went really far in terms of their fighting over territory or for a mate. Females probably didn't use them very much. They probably actually just used them for probably protection for their young, to actually fend off predators. Males would have done the same thing, but there's probably no predator around at that time would ever taken down a full-grown Arsinoitherium. And so Arsinoitherium would actually be too big for any sharks, any large mammals that would actually be trying to prey on it. We don't even know if Basilosaurus even actually preyed on them. It probably was not prey to Basilosaurus, because Basilosaurus probably went after small whales. That's probably how it goes. And that's why in Walking with Beasts you saw the Merotherium being kind of chased around by this Basilosaurus, but I highly doubt that probably happens. But if there was a chance that Basilosaurus was actually in that particular type of area near the swamplands, it probably could have taken a chance on actually possibly eating like a Merotherium or an Arsinoitherium. But probably Basilosaurus just mainly ate sharks, fish, and some small whales. That's all you're gonna get. But Arsinoitherium, the extinction is pretty much just the changing of the environment. Just see the swamplands were disappearing, and where the fossils are found is the Sahara Desert. And so that's why in North Africa you actually have the Sahara Desert. And so the Sahara Desert was once swampland. And so that's kind of hard to believe, but it actually did happen. So the Sahara Desert was actually in swampland. And so pretty much just drying out the swamps, and could not actually adapt to the pretty much dramatic changes that was actually happening. And the next mammal we're going to talk about, another herbivore, Toxodon. Toxodon means bowed tooth, about 9 feet long, height around 5 feet, weight around 3,000 pounds, lived 3.6 million to 12,000 years ago in the Pliocene and Pleistocene, and it was found in South America. And Toxodon is actually a very unique type of mammal. It is only mainly found in South America. It never even reached North America at all. And so it pretty much stayed in South America most of its time. And so it was a really big mammal. It actually was a herbivore. And so this is a picture of one Toxodon right there. You can see. Great artistry right there. And Toxodon is a very bizarre type of mammal, so it's mainly found in South America. Most South American mammals during that time were very bizarre, and so they were not very well recognizable to certain animals that we think of today. But Toxodon was actually kind of almost like a hippo or a rhinoceros in a way, is that it was actually big and had pretty good defense, which is its size, and so it probably lived in large herds. And it actually was a plant eater, and so you think about that. Since that hippos are actually the most dangerous herbivore in Africa, and you think about that, Toxodon was probably the most dangerous. Was probably one of the most dangerous herbivores in South America during that time in the Pliocene and Pleistocene. So it was pretty unique, and that's why it was featured in Prehistoric Park, the saber-toothed cat episode, and so. Smilodon populator probably preyed on Toxodon, and Charles Darwin actually wrote about Toxodon in his journey in South America and even towards the Galapagos. He met a man that actually had a skeleton of Toxodon, and Darwin took a look at it and he said, "This is very bizarre." And the nostrils were kind of placed on near the top of the head, and so you would kind of think like that it was probably an aquatic beast, but really it's not. It's a land animal, and it might have actually went into the water a few times, probably just to cool off during the heat, and possibly just to get a drink. That's all it probably would do. And the fences are pretty much just its size. It could probably deliver a powerful kick towards a predator, towards Smilodon. So Smilodon has to watch out for the back legs, and so it don't want to be drop kicked right in the face. And the extinction is pretty much, of course, the huge climatic changes that were happening during the late Pleistocene. So during the end of the Ice Age, the big mammals were actually pretty much disappearing. The environment that Toxodon relied on was pretty much disappearing, and so it was getting drier. There was not that many forests that were actually going to be for it to try to hide in that much, but even though it was probably too big to fit in the forest that much, but it would probably needed the forest in order for shelter, and so that's why Toxodon went extinct, is that it just could not deal with the dramatic climate changes, and humans did not make it to South America until a little bit after 10,000 years ago, and so that actually was the reason why Toxodon went extinct, is basically environmental changes. Alright, that's it for now, and next week will be an extra episode. I haven't done one of those in a while, and it would be the review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and so prepare for that. I'm going to go see this movie on Tuesday, and so that episode will probably happen on next week, Thursday, and so be sure to check that out. Be sure to check that out as soon and when that comes out, and I might actually be doing a little bit more extra episodes as well. I'm probably going to be reviewing the whole Jurassic Park series, and so I'll probably be reviewing Jurassic Park, Lost World Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park 3. I haven't done reviews yet of those, and so I would think probably start of July I'll probably actually start uploading 3 straight episodes, 3 straight extra episodes, so that way you guys can actually hear my opinions about those movies. And so stay tuned for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom review. And so, but you can still send me questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life by emailing me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or just go on my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts of Dino Chris. Like the page, you get your post your questions in the comments section or on the wall on the Facebook page. But remember, keep your questions short and to the point. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRILL. That's my Twitter page. You post pretty cool stuff on there. Also, take care of the people around you. So for younger people out there, to make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and the guardians. It's the best motivation you can have for good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week, Thursday.